What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the Early Edge, powered by the almighty SportsLine. I'm your host, Allan Bell, and we have a fantastic show lined up for you this Thursday. But before we get to that, let's take a look at how we did yesterday. And I'll tell you what, not a bad day. What is that? I can't count too well. I think it's 5-4. So an all right day. Site plays came through. Look, Bollman coming through again with the Blue Jays. Nice job. Allie coming through with the Mariners again. Nice job. Zach attack Celtics minus 3.5. And look, the AB3, this is 2 days in a row that we hit the first two. And then the easy one at the end, 2 days ago, we had the Suns that lost outright. Last night, the Bucks lost outright, but at least we got the under 225 on that. So you know what? We'll take it and we'll move on. Let's bring in the stars of the show. Look at it. 5 wide, as Coach always said. It's fantastic. M squared. How we doing, my man? Hey, there's Chief. How we doing, buddy? You doing good?
I'm good. It's going to be real loud with Chief, though.
Understandable, man. Johnny Bollman, how we doing, man?
Doing good, AB. We got a lot of day baseball today. I think only one night game, if I'm correct. So get after it today.
We do. And look, we put it on Twitter last night. Like, anybody who wants to get down on some of these, yes or no first run innings on about 12:10 Central. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Allie, how we doing?
Doing well. Happy to be here today.
Allie, we're happy to have you here. And Prop Stars, always happy. And look, on our live show last night, I was looking. You were breaking down something fantastic, but I noticed that you have a helmet in the back. Is this a motorcycle helmet? Like, are you on a Harley all day, like with the hangers?
It's my wife's, actually. My wife's a Harley babe.
Well, I tell you what, every single fact that I learn about you, I get more and more interested, right? Like, it just gets better as we go along. So that's awesome, man. All right, let's jump into storylines that affect the betting lines for today. And M squared, coming straight to you. We were just talking about the Bucks, man. They dropped a home game. Chris Middleton, he had a little bit of an injury here, man. Break it down. What do we need to know?
Yeah, Bucks dropped the home game, and then more importantly, Chris Middleton with the MCL sprain. We're going to see the MRI results for later today, but best case scenario, he might be able to play in the next game in a limited capacity with a brace of some kind, but wouldn't really expect him there. And then worst case scenario, he's done for the season, or potentially at least done for this series and the next series. Definitely going to put them in trouble, because if you look at some of the actual shot quality data from game one, also the Bucks only won game one by 1 point on the actual shot quality. So this series has been insanely competitive, and one that we all thought would be the easiest series in round one.
Yeah, that's brutal, and especially if he's done, for the run, because, I mean, they plan on playing plenty more games, than just this series. All right, Bollman, coming over to you. Speaking of series, speaking of kind of the beginning of a season, pitchers and ERA. Talk to me, man.
Yeah, so don't be fooled by ERA early in the season. It's important to look at game logs and not a pitcher's ERA, especially this early in the season. I know you most people check MLB.com and see that quick who's starting and check the record and the ERA, and that's the first thing they check. But it's important to look at game logs. A quality start is considered pitching at least 6 innings and giving up 3 earned runs or fewer. And that's a good start, in my opinion, but that's a 4.5 ERA. So a 4.5 seems bad, but it really isn't. And a good example today is Carlos Carrasco is 0-0 with a 0.84 ERA through 2 starts. So we would think that he's been dominant. But he has been, but he's faced 2 of the worst lineups in the league, in the Nats and the D-backs, and he also hasn't pitched 6 innings yet. So do the extra work and check the game logs. Don't just look at the ERA.
Man, that's great info to know. All right, and Allie, coming over to you, talking about goalies in terms of injuries, what do we need to know about that?
Yeah, so obviously we've had quite a big share of goalie problems this season, but just recently, Alex Nedeljkovic for the Red Wings, he's day-to-day. Carter Hart, day-to-day. Olmark, he could be back Saturday, but he's still out. And then also Tristan Jarry. So I think it's really important just kind of at this point in the season, even though a couple of those teams really don't have any skin in the game for playoffs, but just knowing who you're betting on, and a lot of those are recent kind of injuries, but that also means quick returns. So just knowing who's in and who's out, because I know Nedeljkovic could be starting today.
Yeah, so Allie, real quick, like for anybody who doesn't pay attention to the NHL day to day, how far out are we from the playoffs, right? Like we're down to the last couple games here, correct?
Yeah, till like the end of the month.
Okay, nice. All right. And Prop Stars, coming over to you, man. Speaking of the NBA and last night, the Nets, the second half. Dude, talk to me, man.
Yeah, Nets find themselves in real trouble, AB. They only scored 42 points in the second half, just 17 points in the fourth quarter. KD and Kyrie combined to go 1 for 17 from the field. Not something you expect when you have arguably two of the best shot creators in NBA history, fourth quarter scorers in Kyrie and KD. So things do not look good against Boston, who on the other hand just is rolling even without Robert Williams. Just such a balanced team. They're playing an 8-man rotation, I believe an 8-man rotation, and 7 of the 8 guys scored in double figures, AB. So very impressed with Boston. I don't even know what Brooklyn can do at this point to get back into this series if Boston continues to play like this. This is just an example of a better team playing a team that's just got 2 superstars that are just playing a ton of ISO basketball right now.
Yeah, and you talked the other night in regards to the Warriors and their death lineup. Like, the Celtics feel like their entire team is a death lineup. Like, they're just deep, man. They can play. And side note, really quick, in the chat, everybody that's saying that they're in the bullpen, that is a phenomenal name right there. So, yeah, like, I absolutely love everything about that. That's fantastic. All right, let's get into our picks for today. And before we do, let's take a brief moment to hear a quick message. All right, we're back. All right, so our 2 plays from SportsLine for today. And look, if you're not a member of SportsLine yet, what are you doing? Right now, you could get in on Major League Baseball, the NHL playoffs, like Allie just alluded to. We got the Kentucky Derby coming up at the beginning of May. We've got all of it. So make sure you use promo code EARLY, 30 days for free on us. All right, first play, we're going to go Grizzlies -1.5, courtesy of Mike Barner. Look, the Grizzlies win this series as heavy favorites, right? And Prop Stars, he broke it down the other night with Steven Adams in terms of this roster. And when he sits, they can actually run faster. So the game being in Minnesota tonight, we're going to go with Mike Barner and the Grizzlies on that. Also, courtesy of Brant Sutton, our man at SportsLine. I love saying his name on this show. We're going over to Burnley versus Southampton at 2:45 p.m. Eastern today. We're going to go under 2.5 goals. And look, with coaches away, the unders come out to play. All right, low-scoring affairs have become the norm for Brumley at Turf Moor. In fact, 7 of Burnley's last 9 home games have featured under 2.5 goals. 4 of the last 5 meetings between Burnley and Southampton at Turf Moor have seen under 2.5 goals scored. So those are our 2 plays from SportsLine. And let's get into what your plays are for today at M Squared. Look, man, I can't do it like Coach. Or I'm not even going to try to do it. But you know the drill, son. Give it to me.
All right, let's go to the St. Louis Cardinals Miami Marlins series. I'm taking the Cardinals +115. You can find that number at Wynn Sportsbook currently still. I would play it all the way down to even money +100. I make them -112 in my simulations. I love this matchup for Jordan Hicks. It's his first career MLB start. He's pitched out of the pen, very clean innings so far, throws incredibly hard, over 100 miles per hour on a slider. It's pretty nasty. And it's a great overall pitching environment, like we saw last night with Miles Michaelis in there. Got the win with them yesterday, going right back to the well here. I think they're the better team. Pablo Lopez, it's a very, very short sample size, but here's one where you can't look at some of the actual data. You need to look at some of the expected data early because it is still glaring. 239 actual weighted on base average so far. 361 is that expected number. I'm looking to see if he's going to bounce back to form a little bit in terms of his expected data. If not, he could be in for a little bit of trouble here with this Cardinals lineup. So take the Cardinals +115.
Nice. It's not often you get the St. Louis Cardinals on plus money, man. We'll take that all day long. All right, Bollman, coming over to you, man. Another Major League Baseball play and at plus money as well. Break it down. What do you got?
Yeah, IB, it's a Thursday, so we got to go plus money today. Tigers +145 versus the Yankees. So Michael Pineda is going to be called up for the Tigers to make his first start of the season today against Jordan Montgomery, who will be making his third for the Yankees. Tigers actually hit lefties a lot better, ranked 10th in the league in weighted on base average against lefties. The Yankees are just 16th in the league in weighted on base average against righties. And I also wouldn't be surprised to see the Yankees sit a player or two after winning the first 2 games. Meanwhile, Miguel Cabrera is sitting on 29.99 hits, and he was visibly upset about not winning yesterday despite going 3 for 4. So I think his Tigers teammates will pick him up today, and I think the Tigers will salvage a win today and salvage the series. Clay Holmes and Aroldis Chapman should also be unavailable for the Yankees bullpen that's pitched 11 1/3 in the last 2 games. So I like the value in the Tigers at home.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I was watching yesterday, and I think he entered at 2,996 hits, and it was like Cabrera goes 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, and I was like, oh damn, like he might get 3,000 tonight. So anybody that wants to watch a little history, pay attention to that. It should be a fun day.
And last thing I want to say about that is I did think Miguel Cabrera could have been out of the lineup today because they do have a home series this weekend, but he is in the lineup, so that is big.
Oh, that's a good note. Yeah, absolutely. Good note there. They probably want to get that thing over with, don't they? Like, good for you, but like let's move on. Yeah.
I think more so they just want to get it done at home. And so knowing that they have a series this weekend, they can fall back on that. But I think it's hard to get a hit in baseball. So you want to give them as many chances as possible at home.
It's quite hard. Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, Allie, coming over to you, staying in Major League Baseball. You got a total play for us. Break it down. What do we got?
Yep. So I'm going to also go on that Cardinals game, and we're going to go with the under 7.5. Both games in the series so far have gone under. And then, like Mike said, the Cardinals are going with Jordan Hicks, but he's done really well in both of his kind of relief appearances. We just haven't really seen a start from him. But more importantly, the Cardinals bullpen ranked number 1 right now with a collective 1.76 ERA so far this season. So it really wouldn't surprise me to see him limit the Marlins, just kind of like they have this last couple days. And then the Marlins are going with Pablo Lopez. He's also been really good. He only allowed the Giants 1 run in his first start, and then the Phillies got 4 hits but couldn't score off him in his most recent one. He had a 2.34 ERA at home last season, and then he made 1 start against the Cardinals, and he only gave up 2 runs. So I don't think, just based on how the games have been going, I know the wind is kind of moving in our favor, so I think we'll see another low-scoring under today.
I love it. And look, I'm down anytime that we're going to get like a good pitcher's duel. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always for that. I know it's not a many runs scored, but I enjoy it, man. I know it's fantastic. All right. So let's see. Got Allie, got Bollman, got M squared. Prop stars. You know what? You're going to be in the maestro spot today. Here's the best part. So Coach is busy on his PGA Tour schedule right now. However, the man has came through with a play of the day. Cash it with the coach. He's got it through video. Jeweler, hit us with it.
Here's my cash with the coach play of the day. And I know we had our 5-day winning streak snapped on Wednesday, but we never back down. So today, afternoon game, 1:10 Eastern time, the Cleveland Guardians, they did it for us yesterday. They're going to do it again today. I don't care that Dylan Cease is on the mound for the White Sox. The Guardians are at home. They play great at home. They're inspired. They won a doubleheader on Wednesday. We think they win the getaway day today.
I love it. Like, it's wild that like that played on top usually like it does like its own thing right there, but StreamYard can be crazy. But I kind of liked it. It felt like Coach just like jumped in on the show late. So nice job by Coach on that. All right, prop stars, coming to you. You're in the maestro spot. Look, no pressure, no diamonds. You're not afraid of that spot whatsoever. Let it rip, bro. What do you got?
Yeah, it's an honor to have the maestro spot. I also can sympathize with the coach. I had a streak of my own come to an end last night, but all that means is it's time to start a new streak. I am sticking with the diamond, going with a K-prop. I am taking the under on Seattle Mariners pitcher Marco Gonzalez, under 4.5 strikeouts today. Had a rough spring, didn't really get fully stretched out. Shaky start to the regular season as well, had 1 of 2 quality starts. However, he is facing a Texas Rangers team that has been very, very, very tough to strike out. Also very good versus lefties. I believe they have the 3rd fewest strikeouts overall in Major League Baseball. 2nd lowest strikeout rate versus opposing lefties this season as well. So let's fade Seattle Mariners pitcher Marco Gonzalez under 4.5 strikeouts.
You know what? Let's fade him indeed. And I tell you what, all right, we got an extra play out of Coach, cash with a coach today. You know what? We're going to bring in another extra play here, all right, from the site, from our boy Matty Severance on the NHL. We're going to go Canucks at Wild, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. We're going to go Wild, money line, minus 175. A Thursday game. Vancouver might be flat after its wild card hopes. Took a near-death blow with Tuesday's crushing 4-3 home shootout loss to the Ottawa Senators. The Canucks remain very banged up. The likes of Bo Horvat and Tanner Pearson out, and fellow forward Alex Chasen in question as well. We're going to go with the Wild on the money line, minus 175. So we have laced everybody up with tons of picks. And Jeweler, if you could, everybody grab your paper, grab your pencil, bring that up, and it looks glorious. Now, prop stars on Marco Gonzalez, under 4.5 strikeouts for the Mariners. Mike McClure is on the Cardinals, plus 115. Allie is on the Cardinals, Marlins, under 7.5. Coach is on the Guardians, money line, plus 120. Bollman is on the Tigers, money line, plus 145. Our 3 site plays, the Minnesota Wild, minus 175. Memphis Grizzlies tonight, minus 1.5. And Burnley, Southampton, under 2.5 goals, priced at minus 135. Jeweler, if you could show yourself, you've got a beautiful gym for today for the Champions League, man. Break it down.
Well, we love the degenerate golf action we can get betting on the PGA Tour champions. So we don't want to get into any of the action at the Zurich Classic this week. No, we're going to take Retief Goosen to have a top 5 finish at the Club Corp Championship. Or maybe it's the Classic. Who really knows? All you need to know is that on your book, it is under the PGA Tour Champions section. Retief Goosen, he leads the PGA Tour Champions in birdie average this season. He's got 3 top 5 finishes and 5 starts this year. So at plus 225, we're going to take it.
Dude, we'll take that all day long. And I love that you hit us with PGA Tour Champions picks as well. It's fantastic, man. So everybody, that's all the damage that we can do for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Early Edge. We'll be back live Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, normal time. And you know what? Again, can't do it like Coach, but I can thank everybody that is on this show. M Squared, John Bollman, Allie O'Neill, Prop Stars, and of course, the Jeweler, putting it all together, making sure that we are good to go. Let's cash these tickets. Let's hit some bets, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you.